We in full swing.
I'm going crazy, shorty.
We in full swing.
What's going on, crazy crew? Shout out to YouTube. We in full swing. This is another story, right? This is the story about the time I was in the club with my homie Duce, and they came in there and basically, you already know what time it is. So, brace yourself. And with this right here, we're going to be talking about like different scenarios, different situations that you putting yourself in. You know, you got to be careful. And again, to be aware is to be alive. Remember that. Remember that, y'all. Okay. This how the story goes. Shout out to my homie Duce, by the way, right? Y'all can get up with him. Fact check it. Fact check it. Because I told y'all these stories is for entertainment purposes only, right? So some of these stories, they may be real. Some of these stories may not, you know. It is up to you to decipher, you know. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. This was a good old Chicago summer night on the west side of Chicago. I'll never forget it, right? We out there chilling on the block per usual. Me, my boy Duce, you know what I'm saying? And a few other homies, you know what I'm saying? We out there, we chilling on the block, getting to it. Next thing you know, Duce, he get a phone call. He hop on the phone. Next thing you know, he got motion. He got motion. It's one of his lady friends. You hear me? It's one of his ladies. With that being said, she winds up telling him about a few functions that's going on the west side of Chicago, right? Ooh, so look, he instantly, what you on? What's the word, my boy? We out here. We got action. She finna come slide on me, come pick us up right now. Say it ain't so, let's go. We weren't doing nothing else, so this was right on time. It was right up our alley. And in Chicago, if you know, it's always something going on. It's always something going on. You can always find something to do, right? So, this one of these times that we got motion. We in the car. So you know how I usually tell y'all, like, hey, this was before anybody had cars or had vehicles, but sometimes we may have a vehicle. And this is one of those times that we had a vehicle, yes. So, his old lady come pick us up. She pull up on us. We bail in. We out of here. So, at this time, you know, of course, she had one of her partners with her, of course, right? But I'm the only one that really, you know what I'm saying, smoke at the time. So I actually get it's more for me. You already know how the saying go. And less for you, more for me. I ain't doing no tripping, right? Okay. My boy Duce and everybody else, they more on that liquor. That's what they prefer. So I remember we had to go get like because I believe it was one of her friends or something, associate's birthday or something, right? And what we wind up at is where everything takes place. So I'm just taking y'all through the build-up of how the day went, you know what I'm saying? How to go out in Chicago when you know what I'm saying, moving right, you going through the city, you enjoy yourself, right? So what happens is, we go pull up to a kickback first. This was our first destination. It was a kickback. Now, what a kickback is basically a controlled gathering where, you know, people coming through, socializing, hanging, chilling, you know what I'm saying, vibing out. It's not a party, and it is definitely not a fifi, what they used to call it, right? Or, you know what I'm saying, no function like that, right? No shindig, right? It's more... It could be more than 10 to 15 people there, you know, possibly at a kickback, but it's more so of a chilling, like a more downbeat vibe versus an upbeat vibe, right? So we slide through the kickback first. You usually catch them with family functions, you know what I'm saying? All right, we get through there. It was dope. So now we went to go get I believe this was the Tron. I'm talking about we was heavy on the Tron back then. So we pull up to the liquor store, boom, get the Tron. We pull up to the kickback. All right, we at the kickback now. Now in the kickback, everybody vibing. It's good times. You know, it's going just like it's supposed to. You know, when everybody got some common sense. You know what I'm saying? It was a great time, but it was just a kickback. So we was just there until it was time to go to the party, the main event, what we've been waiting for, right? So at the kickback though, we having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Music right, vibe right. It's always, I don't know if y'all know, whenever it's a family function, it seems like every family got at least one fiend in the family. At least one fiend in the family. I kid you not. And usually at the family function, they're going to be enjoying themselves. They're going to be in their element, in their vibe, rocking. They're going to let that beat take control. You understand me? Look, I'm talking about. So you know it's a good time. Unc over in the corner, I'll never forget it. He had a plate in one hand and a Corona in the other. And a rib in his finger on the Corona. And they won't drop nothing. When they go to look, they not gonna fall and they not gonna drop nothing. You hear me? I done seen people lean out of look. What? So we at the function, so we wind up like, I bet it's getting closer to that time. It had to been like around 11, you know, rolling in the like 12 coming up, because that's usually when you want to get to the joints. Any functions is gonna be in rare form, right? Just peaking up at the peak. So once we get there, we pull up, we find parking, we go in, and let me describe y'all where we at. If you from Chicago, you know what I'm talking about on Cali and Lake. It was over there on Cali and Lake. It was an old second floor joint. They turned the second floor into a club. You know what I'm saying? People come through having parties all the time up there. You know what I'm saying? I never forget this. This was a life-changing experience, right? This here, it falls back into like possibly PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Possible, like, as far as living every day with, you know what I'm saying, things that trigger you and make you uneasy, and you know you gotta regroup and really sit back and come back to your senses like, hey, everything's all right. This is not that, right? We in there. It's going down. And I'll never forget it because it was like, it reminded me of, I don't know if y'all know or ever heard about that club E2. I'm telling you, that was over about 20 years ago, right? The club E2, it basically what happened, it was a nightclub in Chicago where it was one way in and one way out. So with it being one way in and one way out, the people only got that way to go. So everybody broke out running when something happened in the club. A fight broke out in E2 and everybody took off running in the same direction down a little narrow hallway, and they said it was over 20 plus people that was unalived in that situation, getting stampeded over, you know. Fight broke out, security started spraying mace, and people lost their life, you know. So my condolences to all those families, you know what I'm saying, that did lose their life in that event that night, you know what I'm saying. It's always tragic to lose a loved one. So, you know, if y'all don't mind, we could do a quick moment of silence for, you know, all the fallen people that's here, that's not here with us, you know what I'm saying. So let's get back into the action. I go crazy, shorty. Okay, we make it back to the party. We make it to the second function where we going. This is the grand finale. We in there. And it's so crazy because it reminded me of E2 because it was one way in and one way out. And we was over there on California and Lake. Y'all know that club on the second floor. Oh my goodness. We in there. We having a good time. It's rocking. It's the place to be. If you know, you know, right? We in there. When you go up the stairs, you will see a glass door. Once you go on the glass door, it was an open area right here, and you can actually party and, you know what I'm saying, do everything right here, but then you can go into like another little section of it as well up there, right? So We just so happen to be over in this section over here in the front. It's like towards the front over here by the front of the building and where the windows and everything at, right? I never forget this. Listen, we end up partying. Next thing you know, we hear some people get loud. The door fly open. It was like 3-4 people ran in there. Choppers out. Look, people get to get loud. Next thing you know, shots get to ringing off in there. I'm talking about, listen. I'm talking about, listen, we hit the floor, everybody on top of each other. I'm talking about people scrambling in there, right? Just so happened, I'm talking about me and my homie Duce in this joint. I hear Duce like, man, come on, we finna go out the window, my guy. You hear me? Because, look, I got something to live for. I know I'm desperate for greatness. You know what I'm saying? I've been attached to historical events all my life. You know what I'm saying? And just like they always say, history repeat itself. That's what I felt like was going on in this moment, because it was only one way in and one way out, and all of the shooters came in the way that everybody had to go out. So as they shooting, I'm talking about it's going down in here, right? People falling on top of people, and once the shooting has stopped, I never forget it. I'm telling my homie like, oh man, it's time to go. It's time to get up out of here. Look, he like, I bet, come on. He checking with his lady friend because we ain't gonna lead them. We can't lead them. We riding with them. How we gonna lead a ride, right? You can't lead the ride. But I always had his hand, listen, I ain't gonna be last first. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they pull that chop, and listen, look, we out of here. We ain't got nothing on us. We in there having a good time. We dangling, right? They like, man, look, wait, man, look, we up out of here. Let's get the go. I bust the door down. Look, take down the stairs. Next thing you know, everybody behind me, I look back, the whole party running behind me. Everybody screaming, getting up out that jam. Look, we come out the building. Next to the building was like an open lot. So people usually park in there, you know what I'm saying? People trying to get in their cars. Next thing you know, the shots had stopped for a little minute, and then they started ringing out again once everybody made it out of there. So everybody still ducking, dipping, dodging, you know what I'm saying? We parked, of course, like a block over, you know what I'm saying? So we got to cut through the field, hit the block, go down the block, you know what I'm saying, and make it to the car. And yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a crazy event right there, you know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that. So I definitely want to bring that story to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that was just crazy, you know what I'm saying? To be in a situation like that. Like, man, anything could have happened. They could have came in there on a mission to unalive everybody, right? They could have came in there and did anything. Like, in Chicago, you gotta be safe. You gotta be, on your P's and Q's. Stay aware. Stay on your pivot. You know what I'm saying? Get in tune or get out the room, right? To be aware is to be alive. So this right here was just one of them moments where I remembered I was thinking about, like, man, I done been through so much. I got so many stories to tell, you know what I'm saying? And we actually gonna get into something even bigger and better, you know what I'm saying? Instead of telling stories and everything, I want to elevate this and reach some people, you know what I'm saying? Leave some clues for people, you know what I'm saying? The younger people coming up more so, that's what I'm saying. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this was the story about the time we was in the club and they came in there, shot up. That's just one of many, you know what I'm saying? One of many. And I want y'all to go to the website, IGoCrazyShorty.com. Make sure y'all shop with me. Subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of things going on. I'm an artist, entertainer. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get to know each other. I'm definitely gonna speak on a lot of things because, like I said, I'm attached to a lot of historical things, right? If you go in Chicago, right, over there by the library on Madison and Horn, that garden out there that's built out there, man, I drew that design for that. I went out there and really put a landmark in the city, put somewhere nice, you know what I'm saying, on my bare hands, right? Me and a few others, you know what I'm saying? Some of the guys, I'll never forget the garden. I'm going to bring y'all some of them garden stories because he used to go down on the garden. I'm talking about slap boxing for the money, wrestling for the money. It was crazy out there, right, on the garden, but we got it done. We had fun. We enjoyed ourselves, you feel me? Nobody got hurt. Well, I mean, it was a big incident, but we're going to bring that to y'all too as well. So stay tuned, man. I want y'all to know I'm also into the DJing too. This is my board. I know y'all like, what is that right there? This is the DJ board right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into DJing. I really just got into it to, you know, play music. I like music, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to play my music. I got music out. Make sure y'all go get the music as well. Inspirational Trap God on all platforms, right? Get into it or get out the room. My DJ name, right? I go by DJ Gritty Litty. You hear me? Ain't nobody fucking with me. I get the city litty. I go crazy, shorty. But look, make sure y'all follow me on Inspirational Trap God on all social media platforms, everything, tap in. So with that, until next time, shout out to the crazy crew. Shout out to everybody on YouTube that's rocking, supporting, commenting, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Definitely greatly appreciate it. And until next time, y'all, I go crazy, shorty.
We in full swing.
I go crazy, shorty.
We in full swing.